Alright, so welcome back again. My name is Jesse, and in this wonderful tutorial, we're building a very simple app with Streamlit, right? We're building a very simple CSS shape generator. So this is using the new feature for the color picker. So we're trying to see how to use that one to build something cool, right? So let's see what we're building. So in case I want to change the background color of this particular stuff, I can use the new feature for the color picker, and I can, let's choose red, right? Then or tomato, right? So this is going to give us a red background, and in case I want to change the font color, I can also click on this same place here. Then I can also choose, let's say, black or something. You can do it from this place, or you can change it from here, right? Any of them is going to work. Very interesting. That is something very cool that we can do now with the new color picker. So let's see our main app, right, about modifying the shape to generate a simple CSS for that. Something very simple. So I come back to the sidebar here. I can select the particular background color for the shape here. So let's make it blue, right? Then select blue. It's going to be this particular blue color, right, with the border, and then I can modify it as I want. So in case I want to modify the height, I can change the height to 132. I'm going to modify the height for it, and then I can also do the same thing for the width. So something like that, right? Very interesting. And then I can also see the result. So if I go to view result, I can see the result of what is currently there. So you can see that it is giving us the height and everything as expected, right? And then I can also click on this, which is a default feature, and then copy it, right? Very interesting. I can also come back here, and then I can also change the border. So let's make it 50 on the top left border. It's going to change it for us here, right? Top left border. Very interesting. In case you also want to make it for the top right border, let's say 40. So going to do the same thing for us, right? Very interesting. And it's automatically changing the result here, which you can use to do whatever you want to do, right? Very nice. And also you can also change the border style. In case you don't want this that stuff, you can change it from the dot to solid as you wish, or you can change it from solid to groove, right, or double, anyhow you want it to be, right? Very nice. And it's automatically changing it here. Then you can also change the color of the border. So by picking a color, then let's pick something like here. Let's use white. No, let's use black, right? Because white you will not see it. So just change it to the black, right? Very interesting, very cool. That is something cool that you'll be building in this wonderful app. In case I also want to make it like something circular, it's going to give me the value. We have even set a limit, right, to it. Very interesting, very cool. All out of the box from Streamlit. Very nice and very cool. Very nice. So let's see how to build this wonderful app from scratch using Streamlit from version 0.59 and upwards. So I'll set up my place, then we start working. So let me stop this app that we are running. I'll come back here and stop it, right? So we're going to stop this one here and start from here. So let's create another folder. So let me edit from here. Then let's start. So mkdir, let's call it as, let's say, shape gen app, right? Something like that. Then I'll move into my shape gen app. You know whether I can see it very well. Now create my, let's make it bigger. Create my app.py, right? Very interesting, very simple. So let's open it app.py and open it, and then you'll be able to work with it. Something very simple. So let's open. So let's go back to here, close this one, no more this, away, and let's start. Okay, so now let's start building it, right? So this is the app that you created, the file we created. So I'm just going to import Streamlit as the first stuff. So Streamlit st, that is all that we need for now, right? Very interesting, something very simple. And then now I can just go and do whatever I want to do. So let's start with the main app. So def main, then I'm going to give it a simple docs for whatever it's going to be. So let's go to a simple CSS shape. Can't spell shape generator, right? Shape generator, right? With Streamlit or Streamlit. Okay, so something very simple. And now let's create our main menu. So before we move on, let's close it with our if main. It's going to allow us to be able to run our app, right? So now let's start with our choices. It's going to be our menu. So let's go with our activities that we'll be doing. So we have two main activities. We have our design, to be able to do your own design, and then simple about, right? You can call this one menu if you want, right? You can call it as menu, anyhow you want it to be. Okay, then let's go with our choices, which is going to be my st.select box. Now pass in, let's say, select activity, then I'll pass in my activities, right? Very interesting. Something very simple, something very nice. So I'll save this one now, And then let's give a simple condition. So if the choice is equal to design, I want you to do something. Apologies for the noise behind. Right, then I'll just go st.subheader. Right, I'll pass in design. Then I'll do the same thing for the about. So let me copy this one and repeat it. Right, so perfect. Then I can just go with this, which can be an else if, right? Can be an else if. It's still going to work. Very simple, right? So if the choice is this, if the choice is this, so this is going to be for the about. So we have two main choice. It's going to be about. Something very simple with something very nice. Now let's start building our app. So let's run our app. So I'll come back here to the location that I have and go with my Streamlit run app, right, .py. So this is from version 0.59, right? So this feature is, the feature we are using is a new feature. So let's come back here and see what you are doing. So whilst it's opening, you're going to use your default browser to open for us on this particular port. So you can just copy this port, then you can use it to do whatever you want to do. So let's copy this one and paste it inside Chrome, right? Perfect. So let's see how to do that. Let me bring myself down. This is me. Okay, it's okay, right? Okay, now this is opening perfectly well. So we have all our three parts. We have our design and we have our about, right? So we have our about and our design. You can even send it to the sidebar, which is going to be better, right? So let's send that one to sidebar. Here it's going to be sidebar, right? That is the marvel of Streamlit. If you don't like anything, just put it to the sidebar. It's just the sidebar command. Perfect. So now it is on the sidebar. Very nice. So let's see some stuff you can do. So just come back to the same place that we have. Make it like this. And from here we can just add our stuff. So I'm going to go with my background color. So BG. This is going to be something very simple. BG color for the background color. It's going to be st.beta, right? We are using the new feature. So we have beta. So now this is the main workflow. It's going to be like we have the st, almighty st, then you have the st.beta, right? Then you have the st.experimental, right? Experimental. So these are the three main stages now. So the new feature that you are working is now in beta. So after it has been approved, all the bugs have been removed, it has been well vested, then to move to the st, right? That is something very simple. And then there's also st experimental. So that is the basic workflow. So let's check it out. So st beta color picker. So in the future it may be st color picker, right? It may be. Okay, perfect. So that is something very simple. And then from here I can just go like pick a background color. So background color, right? We can give it a default color, but let's leave it like that. If I save it now, I can also do another one for the font color. You can see that it has come here, right? And it's very nice. So I can just click on this here. Then now I can see that I can select the particular color here, right? And as I select it, changes here, I can also change it from here. Any of them is going to work. So let's go with my font color, which is going to be st.beta color. Then let's call this one as pick a font color. Then I can let's give this one a default color of, let's say, white. So F. How many F? 6, right? Perfect. So if I save it now, it's going to give us another one. So let's show it here. So now it's giving us a font color, right? You can see it here, right? Very interesting. Let's move on and add our HTML stuff to it. So we'll be creating our HTML template. So HTML template. Then I'm going to put my div stuff there. So this is going to be something very simple, right? So you can just use all your design here. So I'll get my div, which is going to go with something like this. Then from here, let's create another one for the h tag. H, we can make it h1 so that it's bigger. Then let's pass in a style, which is going to take my color. Right, so from here I can now put in the color stuff there, right? Something very simple. Then I can also pass in, let's say, test align. Test align is equal to maybe center, right? Center, that's all. Then I can also add a font size in case I want to. But let's move on straight away with that. That is something very simple. Then let's pass in my simple CSS shape gen with Streamlit, right? something like that. Then I'll just close it by this, which is going to be my h1 tag. I'll close it. Perfect. So we have done something very simple, right? So very nice. Now we have to create another one. So if I save this one here, we are not seeing a result, but in case I come back here and I do something like, let's say st.write, or let's use markdown. So st.markdown. Then I'll pass in my HTML template.format. Because this is a string, I can actually call it as .format because it's a string, or can use f string in case you want. Then I'll pass in my font color, right? This is for the font, so I just pass in the font color here, which is going to be font color. So let's save it and see. So I save it and I see that it has come here, right? It is showing it as raw, right? In case I pick a color, let's pick a color for this. Let's pick this one. Now if I pick that color and you check, it has changed the number here, right, as you can see. But this is not the best. I have to make sure that it is shown, right? So this is the next one, going with unsafe, right? Allow HTML. You set that one to true. This is to protect you, right? So perfect. So now if I do that, it's going to render it perfectly for us. Voila. So we have it very nice. So I can change the color from here to, let's use green. Then let's pick a green color here. So now it's changing it very nice, right? So we can use this color to do a lot of things. Now let's add our background color to it. So I'll come back to the same place that we had. Then I'll add my style for the background color. So that is going to be my style, as we did above, as we did below rather. Then it's going to be background. These are all just simple HTML stuff. Background color. Then I'll pass in my color here, right? So that's going to be the next one. Then from here I can also supply, let's say, a pattern. Let's add a pattern to it. So the pattern can be a pattern, this is center, or a pattern as you want. So let's give a pattern of, let's say, 10 pixels. You can also modify the pattern if you want. That is all that we need, right? Something very simple. So if I save it now, I have to add that color to there. So that's what's giving us a tuple, right? So I have to go back here and add the BG color. If I save it now, I can say that it's working perfectly well. Perfect. So the pattern is there, and I don't know, maybe we made a mistake somewhere, but we'll fix it anyway. Right. So let's save it and let's check it out. Perfect. Now everything is working as expected. So we can, in case I want to change the background color, I can also do that by coming back to this. Voila. So our app is working perfectly, right? Very interesting. Now we have seen how to do the simple design. Let's see how to apply the same thing to create our shapes. Right. So I'll come back to this same place here. Right. So let's come back here and let's go to st.subheader and let's go to modify shape, right? Very interesting. So something like that. So if I save it, it's going to bring that one down here, right? So it's giving us an error because there is an indentation error. So just Streamlit is very powerful to give us the error. Perfect. So modify shape. So I think I have to bring the design up. So this is the basic one. So I have to bring these ones that I've done, all these things I've done here, right? Which is above. I have to bring it down, or I can just keep these ones here and add this one, right? So that it becomes like this. Right? If I save it now, it's going to work perfectly. So the modify comes under this, right? So this is default, and this is going to be for that particular design option. Now let's add what we do. So first of all, I'll create another HTML design template, right? Which is going to be for the main shape. So this is where all the magic happens, right? So from here I can just create the same thing I did above. So div, create a div, and then from here I'll just go with my style. Then I'll modify and add the different styles that I want to do. So in case I want to get the border weight, the border height, the border style, the type of radius, and all of these things. So let's go with my height first. For that stuff to height, then I'll go with another one. So this is going to be for the height. Then mostly height goes with pixels, right? Height goes with pixels. Then I'll do for the width. Width also goes with pixels. So this, then pixels. Then I'll do for the next one, which is going to be, let's say, the border, the background color. So background color. Then I'll put it there, right? So something very simple. Then the next one is going to be the border, right? So this is how I'll add the border, the left border and the right border. So I'll copy it and paste it to save us time. So let's paste it here, right? Very interesting. So we have our design there, right? Very nice. So it's not going to show unless I come back and do st.markdown as we did above. Then I'll pass in my HTML, right? If I pass in my HTML design, then it's going to show here, right? Perfect. Set is string, but there are no values there, so now I have to add the values to allow it to happen. So in that case, I have to come back again and then set the parameters for our value. So I can just put it here. Let's put our values here. So let's put above here. So it's going to be my st. Be adding the different values that you want to use, right? So let's go straight away to this. So I'll go with, let's say, bg color 2. Right, then we use st dot beta color. Then I'll pass in the pick color, pick bg color, something like that. Right, very interesting. For the background, this is going to be for the background for the shape that you want. Then I have to set another one for the height. It's going to be st dot. You can use the slider, right? So let's use slide that. Then I'll pass in my value. So let's call that, let's say, height, size. Then here I'll set my limit. So it's going to be 10. Then the lower limit is 10. The higher limit is 100, or you can make it 200. Then the default value is going to be 10, right? Something like that. Or you can make it 50 as you want it to be. Let's make it 50, right? Very simple. That is going to be the default. Then we also do the same thing for the width. I'll copy this one here, come back to this, change this one to width, right? Width, not width. Width. Then I'll change this one also to width. So width. Perfect, right? So it's going to automatically generate it there for us. Very interesting. So we have our result here. So let me put myself here. See me. Okay, so this is it, right? So we have it here, right? Very simple, right? So everything is working. So now we have to make sure that you put in these values here. You have to move on to the next one that we needed is the background color. So I'll just come back. We already have the background color here, right? Which is the one above. And then the next one we need is the radius, the border radius. You have 3 different: the top left, top bottom, left and right for both, and then the border style, and then the border color. So let's add those ones there. So it's going to be, let's go to, let's say, my top left border, and I'll put the st dot set st slide. This one can also be, let's use number, right? So number input. Then I can just put in the top left border, right? Then I'll specify the number that I want to use. So let's go as 10, 50, 10, right? So this is the lowest limit, the upper limit, and then the default. So if I save it now, it's going to bring it here perfectly for us. So now we have our top left border here. So I'll repeat the same thing for the rest, which is going to be for the top right border and then the rest. So let me copy it and paste it to save us time. Got the same code, right? So let me paste it here, right? So that to save us time. So let me expand it. I've taken myself off because it was disturbing us. Okay, so that's the same thing I've done, right? Something very simple. And then for the border style, I also did the same thing, right? And I also placed in my select box. Then inside my select box, I placed a list of all the various shapes that we have. So we have the dotted, the dashed, the solid, the double, the groove, and the ridge. So this is just something simple. You can add more styles as you wish. Then for the border color, I actually repeated the same thing, right? Very interesting and very simple. So let's save this one and let's add sidebar to this one and push it to the sidebar. So sidebar dot slider. Then also do the same thing for this one. So sidebar dot slider, so that it will be to the opposite side, right? So if I go back here, now it's no more here, but it's on this side, right? So that it's nicer and beautiful, right? So perfect. So let's check it out. Everything is working as expected, but we are not seeing the result because we are not passing it inside here. So first of all, I have to pass in all the results that you're getting here. So let me expand it. Let's pass it there. So just come back to the same place that we have and just go with dot format. Then I'll pass in the first one, which was the BG color, right? We had our height, width, so it's going to be my height. The next one is going to be the width. The next one is going to be the background color, which is going to be BG color, which in this case it was, we call it was BG2, right? BG2, that's the name we gave to us for that one. And then the next one is going to be for the border radius. So the border radius, you have top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. So it's going to be top left first, then top right, then bottom left, then the last one is going to be bottom right, right? something very simple. So we are done with that, and then we also have to add for the border style and then the border color, right? So it's going to be border style, so border style and then the border color. It's going to be border color. I don't know how we spelled it, but I think we spelled it like this, right? Border color underscore. Very interesting. So that is all that we need. So if I save this one now and I come back to what you're doing now, it is showing the result, right? All the results are being shown here. All the results that you have are being shown here. They are reflecting, right? So as I change, if I change it from here, let's go back to the sidebar here. Let's change this one to this. So now it's changing it. You can see the result being reflected. But for us to be able to see this, we have to come back down here and then allow unsafe HTML to true, right, to be able to enable us to do that. So I'll just come back to the same place, then just go with unsafe allow is equal to true. That is all, right? Something very simple. So if I come back now, our app is working perfectly. So that is how to build something very simple within this short time. So something very simple. So if I come back here, I can now change it to this, right? Everything is working as expected. The width is working. I can change the background color to different color. Everything is working as expected. Very simple. And let's try and see the border height. So let's make it 50. And it's working, right? Everything is working. Now how do we see the result? Let's check for the dotted. So I come back to the dotted double. It's working perfectly. So now how do we see the result? So to see the result, I just come back to what you have been doing so far, right? Then I'll just come back here. Let's create st.checkbox. You can call it, let's say, result, something like that, right? You can just use a button anyhow you want to. If st.checkbox, go to result, then I can just go straight away to all that I've done so far, and then go with this option of st.code. Then I'll pass in my HTML design, right, together with all the results here. So I can do it like this, copy this thing that we have here, all this thing, copy this one here, and then we can put inside something like this. So results of design. Now just do the same thing above, right? So this is going to format everything for us, and I can pass in this result of design here, which is going to be result of design. Something very simple. So let's save it and see what we have done so far. Perfect. So if I click on this result, I'm going to uncheck it. Perfect. So everything is working as expected, right? So that's how to build a very simple app. Very, very simple, using a new feature for the color picker. Very interesting. You can do a lot of things with it. You can even shift this one to a better place, right? Something very simple, something very nice. So everything is working as expected. So if I go back to the about, all of these things are going to vanish. Very interesting, very clean code, very simple, right? And I can also do the modification as expected. So the basic idea behind all that we are doing is that we are using the new feature that is available now, and then we just imported Streamlit. That's the only thing we imported. Then we just created an option to select different activities. Then we use a beta color picker to help us with that, right? Then for the beta color picker, you can also put sidebar also there, just as we've seen here, right? Then we just created for the beta color picker, then another one for the sliders, another one for the number input. Then every result that we are getting, we are placing inside this particular template using the string format, or we can use f string if you want. Then we just pass it using markdown, and then we set allow unsafe HTML to true to allow it to happen. That is the basic idea behind this simple app. So thank you for watching this short tutorial. Hope you have learned something. See you in the next session. Let's add our about to it. See you in the next session. Stay blessed. Bye. But before you go, in case you want more, you can also check the link below for the documentation, as well as for more material to help you master machine learning and building powerful web apps with Streamlit. Thank you. See you another time. Bye.